Hey, thanks for slithering in. I am Symtherin and welcome back to my channel and to another speed build in The Sims 4. Today we are doing something kind of way out of my comfort zone, so buckle up and I hope you guys do enjoy. I did have a lot of fun with it, but we are doing a build for the Sims 4 Neon Lights collab that was hosted by that one green leaf over on Instagram and Twitch and all the channels, so make sure you guys are checking out the description down below for Leaf's information and for everyone else's information as well. There are so many amazing builds out there, and most of them, I believe, if not all of them, are already out and available for you guys to check out because I am about a week late, and we can get into that too. But here we are trying to get the shape together. I pulled out these like bubble vents things because I guess I should mention I am building a laundromat. Laundromat. That's a hard word for me to say sometimes because I want to say laundry mat, but that is not the way you say it. I tried to build this maybe about 5 or 6 times, I would say. I was struggling. Like I said, this is a little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't typically play around with like neon or cyberpunk or that kind of vibe, but I always love seeing others do it. So when that one green leaf invited me to join this collab, of course I had to say yes because I wanted to give it a go and see what could come up. And in my many Pinterest like inspo searching, I kept seeing laundromats, like more so the interior of them, and I actually really like the vibe. So here we are, and I'm trying to do something kind of creative with the exterior. I pulled out this wall decal from bathroom clutter kit with the kitty cat and the bubbles, thinking that we're just gonna put bubbles everywhere because when I think of laundry, I think of soap and bubbles. So there you have it. We do have some water features like fountains kind of on both sides of this build. And right now I decided to put like a glass roofing detail up here. My idea was to make it look like soap and bubbles are like going through that tunnel of roof piece, if that makes sense. So we do our best with that. You guys can tell me how you like it. I actually do most of that work off camera because I had to go into live mode and make sure the bubbles are where I wanted them to be. So even when you're in the interior, you can kind of see some of the bubbles like in the ceiling, which I think is kind of a fun detail as well. So the interior is definitely my favorite part of the build, but the exterior came out pretty well. Right now you can see we pretty much have the shape here, and now I'm just trying to figure out what extra details to add. I use a lot of this tiling from base game, from I think that is Growing Together siding, I believe, that metal siding, which is a great color. We definitely lean into greens and blues for this one. And the fountain has this little fence detail around probably both sides, I believe. I feel like I literally just finished this build, but I'm still struggling to tell you about it because I actually started this build and I knew I was really pushing the deadline, and then I went and got myself sick for a couple of days. So I was down and just did not have the energy to sit up and even look at a computer screen, let alone try and build something that I was struggling with. But I'm actually really proud. I got it together. But that's why I've been a little quiet recently, if you guys haven't noticed, either here and on social media. So, but we are getting better. We're getting back into the swing of things. So with that being said, I do have a lot of fun videos planned and coming out, so I hope you guys stick around. The next 2 weeks is going to be a blast. It really is. There are some builds that I just cannot wait to share with you, and it's gonna be fun. So I hope you guys stick around. I'm currently not really up to speed on some of the Sims 4 news, but I know we just had like an emergency patch update in the game because everyone's games have been pretty broken, huh? Ever since For Rent, and I mean, to be honest, before For Rent, we saw a lot of issues. I've been pretty lucky myself, so I can't complain too much, but I hope that you guys are seeing better performance from your games after that emergency fix. And I hope you guys are enjoying Crystal Creations. I actually have to get back in and do some more with that because I feel like I didn't get too much of a chance to explore it or really dive deep into the pack. So I did the one build with it, and you guys can see that I think that was the last build I actually put out on this channel. So I'll link it down in the card or at the end of the video or something. But here I am pulling out lights and making little rooms because that is a quick fix or a quicker way to pretty much make lights all one color and dimness and all that good stuff. Cause see, right now, at first, all the lights were changing to the same color, and I had to make sure it was separated into 2 different rooms, because then you can select this light, all lights, or this room. And yeah, we got some greens and yellows. On the interior, we lean into some of the pink lighting as well. So I feel like the neon is not as prevalent is the word, as I would have liked it to be. But right now, I decided I wanted to do a cool water trick with a shower head and a fountain. So we are pulling that up now, and it's going to look a little weird for a while until I get into live mode and kind of play with the placing of that. Like I said, I had to get into live mode in order to see all the water features working and then adjust accordingly. If I had shrunk it with the tool mod right away, I would never be able to find it, especially if you shrink it like super tiny, like 0.001, where it's like invisible to the naked eye. Like that would have been, yikes, that would have been difficult to find, wouldn't it? Anyway, here we are on the back side of the build. I wanted this to look maybe a little more beat up or run down ish. I'm imagining this is where employees take their breaks maybe. It's just the back exit. I imagine, I mean, not on this lot here in Del-Sol Valley, but some places you would just walk out into an alley kind of thing. So that's what this is back here, and I actually really like it. I found that like electrical box in debug somewhere, and I can't remember which pack, so I'm sorry. I have no idea, but we're making sure we got posters, some graffiti. The interior as well is a little beat up, but not completely beat up. So I imagined that having a lot of washing machines and drying machines and things of that nature, there's moisture, right? Things break, things get filthy. So there's some wear and tear on the walls, and I think that just gives the build a little bit of personality, you know? This base game fence here is like my new favorite fence. I discovered it the last time I was building in Del-Sol Valley because I saw it on a lot like next door to the lot that I was building on, and I couldn't find it in the Get Famous debug catalog. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words, but I couldn't find it, and it was driving me crazy, and I decided to just go through the base game catalog for debug and live edit, and it's actually hidden behind like a green swatch, which is why it was so hard for me to find it. But this one you can change to like green, white, black, like I like to use here. So I actually really love this iron. I guess it is an iron fence, actually. I didn't know what to call it at first, but there it is. So we are just gonna finish up the detailing on the exterior here. I was thinking about landscaping, putting a tree, but I felt like it just blocked the build too much. I do end up putting a like seller's table vendor table, I guess I could call it, from For Rent, where someone can just come and set up. Maybe they have a license or permit to do so here. And I played with putting like a food stall, but I gave that up pretty quickly. I really like the ATM out front, and then I have a few things on the interior where thinking maybe you can like change your coins to, or not your bills to coins so that you can use the machines. But here we are on the interior. So this one is going to be super fun. I already have a few washer and dryers up here because I placed those to make sure you can see them from the outside. We've got vending machines. We've got these machines by the front door are what I imagine to be like coin creators, coin machines. That should be the word. Anyway, we also have a little office space here, and I was kind of thinking about like in a laundromat where they have like behind the desk, they usually have a revolver kind of thing of like clean laundry. So like if you were to drop off your laundry to get cleaned or pressed and all that stuff, that's where it would be stored. So that's where this idea came from. So it's not technically revolving. So it's not quite what I was thinking, but I absolutely loved it. Then I toyed with this door for employees going into what I put aside for the bathroom. But I end up just getting rid of that door because I was like, that's weird if guests are here and they need to go to the bathroom and they have to walk through the desk to get there. Like that's not gonna work. So instead I decided to block it off like this with a gate, and I get rid of that door. So don't even worry about it. It does not exist in the final version of it. I had already pulled out a bunch of clutter and clothes, and of course Tybert, because Tybert is so cute. That is from the For Rent pack. Love that one. I think it's like a debug live edit object thing, so we love it. I think he makes a appearance in a lot of builds of mine recently. But what else? We're coming up with the layout. I did pull out some no CC gallery art here, so I will make sure I put that information down in the description as well. It's only 3 pieces. I just thought the color was good, and I love the message, like life is good. One says stay positive, and I am blanking on what the third one says, but it's along those lines as well. It might be stay cool, maybe something like that. But here we're grabbing some more neon decals, some plants, some laundry clutter. Like this bucket makes a few appearances. This laundry cart is so good. That one's from Parenthood, I believe. And yeah, I really like the blues and pinks in here. I really had a lot of fun with it. But hopefully you guys enjoy it too. We've got this table here so that your Sims, when they're doing laundry, they can fold their clothes. A surface is very important for that. We also have plenty of seating. Right now, those machines are kind of wrapping around the corner, but we end up scooching them around and putting another bench kind of next to that window so that you have that. And yeah, here's where the pink lighting kind of comes in. But yeah, I do have this sign from Snowy Escape that says no cell phones. I just wanted something with kind of rules, but I didn't want your Sims in here without shoes. So I felt like the cell phone thing was probably the best bet. But you can definitely delete that because that could probably be annoying. I don't even know how functional this would be in game. Has anyone played with a laundromat? We technically don't have like a trait or category for it in community lots, but I can't remember if your Sims can put their dirty laundry and clean laundry in their inventory, because that's what I imagine would happen, you know, if you were to have your Sims take their clothes to the laundromat. I don't know. That might be a fun feature if it isn't already, because it definitely will add to gameplay. That would really suck, honestly. I've been pretty spoiled and lucky most of my life where I did not have to take my clothes to a laundromat because I always had like usually shared laundry still, but it was still like in the building. So always nice. Anyway, here we are picking out some more clutter and more lighting. Lots of posters being used. I really leaned into a lot of posters from high school years of Snowy Escape and Base Game, but I did not limit any of my packs. So when you do check out this build, or if you do, over on the gallery, make sure you click on the pack details underneath the like gallery image. I think that's the word. But if you click on those icons, it will show you which items were used from which pack. So if it's something that is very small and you wouldn't miss, then it'll just either delete or replace it with something similar and you're good to go. But of course you will need laundry day to actually have this function as a laundromat. Anyway, here is another bump out with more machines. And because the machines were up against these windows, I took this blank painting canvas and rotated them so that you don't see all like the bits and bops from the outside, and it looks a little cleaner that way. It just looks like the machines are covered up a little better. So I liked it overall. I didn't do it for the sides, it's just along the back of them, and then covered up the window with some of these horizontal lines from Eco Lifestyle just for that little extra dimension and maybe privacy. I don't know. I think it'd be weird to be like pulling your clothes out of the dryer or washer with like large windows like that, but for the Sims, totally cool, and the lighting is perfect, so we absolutely love it. What else happens? We do put some clutter on top of the vending machines, but here we're gonna detail and clutter the office space. I pulled out a ton of these like laundry detergent bottles, and I figured, you know, your Sims can probably buy this from here if they don't have any themselves. It totally makes sense. And then I'm pulling out more shelves here, and I actually find the magazine rack, so I put 2 of those in here. These items are all from like Get to Work, I believe. Great pack, probably one of the better ones. At least for if you're building like community lots, you definitely need that. There's a lot of good items there, especially in the debug menu. So definitely recommend that one. Speaking of which, I actually think I saw that The Sims is having their spring sale where a lot of packs are up to 50% off. I think I even saw that For Rent is some kind of percent off. I don't think it's a full 50, but if you're curious and interested in checking that out, go ahead. And definitely check your favorite creators, because a lot of creators, especially in the creator network, they have their own codes where if you use their either username or just their code in general, they get a little bit from that purchase. So it's always good to support your fellow simmers. At least I feel like it is, if you feel like it. But yeah, we're just cluttering this up here. By the register, I figured I'd put a water bottle, tissue, that coin clutter from Everyday Clutter, just maybe because they just have extra or something, or their receipts from other customers kind of thing. So I don't know, it's super fun. I think it has personality. Let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite part of this build? I want to know. And do you build with neons very often? Because I might give it a go again someday. I don't think anytime soon, only because it did take me a while. I like bulldozed so many different versions of this. I even originally thought I was going to do like a laundromat and record store with like an apartment on top, and I quickly realized that that is too much work for how much time I had, because I kept like procrastinating this build and procrastinating, and you know, typical Symtherin things. It is what it is. But yeah, here we're getting some more planty details. I like the green and pink leaves from this Blooming Rooms curtain. I'm trying to think of what else is going on because we got a few minutes still to chat. So, how are you guys? Anyway, the bathroom actually isn't too exciting. You are going to see it actually on camera for the first time in a long time, I feel like. I don't typically do that, but it just has 2 stalls and 2 sinks and maybe a trash can and like a towel dispenser. It really isn't like the most luxurious bathroom in the world, but I didn't think it had to be. Only, I mean, it's a laundromat. You just kind of need a place. I feel like it doesn't have to be like super fancy as long as it's clean. And this one is pretty clean. I didn't like do any of the wall details like I did here in the main space, but I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys think. I really do hope you guys like it. I did have a lot of fun once once I figured out this is what I was going for. So, yeah. I'm glad it came together for you guys, and we're coming to an end soon. So, thank you once again, That One Green Leaf, for inviting me to join this collab. I had a lot of fun. Everyone else, please make sure you go and check out the hashtag. I believe it's Neon Lights Collab. It'll be in the title of the video and the description below, as well as the name of every creator who joined the collab and participated. So I've seen so many cool ones, but I do have to catch up because I'm just getting back on my feet here and into the habit of checking those things again. So now that I'm feeling much better, but do all the things, like, comment, subscribe, enjoy the tour. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.